It's our first of 3 finals, back-to-back here at the National Schools Finals here. It's a rematch of a game that took place earlier in the day in the pool stages. It's Streatham and Clapham, and they're taking on Bohunt Wokingham. Of course, we saw Bohunt Wokingham win 5-0 in their quarter-final after finishing second in the pool. Bit of a one-man band at times with a fantastic winger on the far side. But in the pool stages, they were beaten 6-0 by this Streatham and Clapham side, who walked through their semi-final with a 5-4 victory over Waxop, but that could well have been the final, because Bohunt Wokingham, they beat Holme Grange by just 1 point as well, so 2 really close games in the end. It's Bohunt Wokingham, Joe, who'll get us underway here, and in their pool game that we took in our quarter-final that we took in, they defended really well, and then they took it to their pace merchant on the wing, who scored 5 tries.
Yeah, and a part of me thinks that that will be the recipe for success here. If you can find the pace on the outside, I think she's currently in at Link, I want to say, which
on the far side, indeed.
Yeah, which might actually help, because you want her on the ball more often, and give her someone really wide outside to show the dummy to, and then burn through the gap. So that'll be an interesting one. However,
turnover and a quick break down the short side by Alana Etman, dug off the deck by Trixie Alcazab. And then in by Nia Ofashombe. We've been given a couple of names and then a couple of players unidentified. We're going to do our best with characteristics that have been given to us by the coaching staff here on the short side. Here's Ofashombe again.
This is where we earn the money, Wilf. This is where it separates the boys from men.
Over the top, ball to ground, just couldn't pick out Minnie Gordon-Stewart. So it's going to be a turnover instead. Again, this defence from... oh, in fact, I think they're going to come back for the touch, which is a good moment.
It looks like a tap penalty, so maybe an offside call.
Alcazab draws it in. Numbers on the outside. Here they go. Gordon-Stewart.
Oh, great hands.
Finds the winger on the edge, racing towards it, flying across to make the touch. Comes the opposite winner, I believe, on Margot Orr, who almost made it in.
And what I really like about this Streatham and Clapham team is they do threaten the outside edges loads, but it might actually favour Bohunt, because that's where they defended for basically the entire game in their semi-final.
Oh, show and go, Fosing through, over the top, just through the fingertips of Alana Etman.
Oh, how unfortunate. Lovely identification. Gets in the pocket of that defence and then looks to throw long, but ball just falls a little bit short. So Bohunt again needs to go from deep, but they're very static, and now they give it the gas man. And she creates something from nothing. I mean, we saw her do it 5 times in the semi.
And then in this final, it's expected to be a much closer game than the group stage, which S&C won 6-0, Streatham and Clapham. All the way wide, but it's fantastic tracking from Etman. Bit of space back on the inside are coming together between Ofashombe and Etman.
Yeah, good hands over to the wing, but unfortunately just goes to ground. So both teams making some unforced errors early.
But crucially, Bohunt making them in the more difficult areas to defend. First touch, Gordon-Stewart. Trixie Alcazab. Kazab with a good run. Slow ball now. Ofashombe keeps a hold of it smartly. Don't want to lose possession there.
Great snipe there from the wing as well. She came all the way from her wing to make that touch.
Here's another penalty though, Joe, and a big chance for Ofashombe.
Yeah, she was very impressive in the game we saw earlier. We've literally not seen these.
Oh, fast feet that time from Alcazab. It's a much closer game than the last time they met where it was 6-0, but it is, for the moment.
That might be the opener.
Oh, S&C.
Oh, she definitely made the touch. It's just whether if it was a case of ball down first, and it wasn't. What a touch.
Such a big touch there to deny Alana Etman.
As we see them work it back down this short side.
It's an awfully hot afternoon here.
Yeah.
And that's going to have an impact on these finals. They've played a lot of touch already in the sunshine here in Oxford. It's one of the hottest days of the year so far.
Oh, quickie, open side quickie.
Oh, almost on there, but the pass was away from Trixie Alcazab.
Oh, another penalty though for offside.
It's a second penalty in quick succession here.
And we know what happens if they get a third. Then one of the defenders will have to be sent for the rest of the possession, which we've not seen yet.
Be a tough call at this level, but rules are rules.
Actually, that's a really good point. I do wonder if that will happen.
Let's wait and see if another penalty is given away
Bohan,
first.
give away a penalty. Go on. For research purposes.
For research purposes only. Was that a touch? Offside is the call, which allows Alcazab to procession onwards.
Yeah.
And that's the opening score. And in the end, it is another penalty call, but they aren't penalised for it because the score is instead given. Good advantage played. And Trixie Alcazab has the opener. And we have enjoyed all of this first quarter of the under-13s final in the Bohunt Wokingham half. The chance for them from the tap on the halfway to challenge S&C for the first time.
Yeah, straight away, give it to the gas. There's an opportunity here.
Almost away on the outside. It's good work from Minnie Gordon-Stewart.
Yeah, I'd love to see her, because I think she always sort of favours stepping off that left foot and trying to get over on the far side. I'd love to see if she could come back against the grain and come and hit on this left-hand edge, so step off the right.
More great pace, though, on the outside from Bohunt Wokingham, but then a pass into midfield. Simple enough, but put down, unfortunately, there.
Good touch.
Important touch as well from Bohunt Wokingham, who are one down here. You know how quickly that Streatham and Clapham can work their way up the field. Yeah. He goes near off a Chambé with plenty of space. Passed off target. See what she's trying to do there.
I love the little giggle after she threw it as well. She was like, I know that's not great. I'm sorry.
Here come Bohunt Wokingham looking to get on the outside. It's their key player again. And unfortunately, the pass on the outside channel has just gone to ground.
Yeah, and I think maybe the heat playing its factor here.
And a quick response as well. Down the left-hand side, I think it is Margot Orr trying to get away. Plenty of yards made, though, for Streatham and Clapham. Another great drive, and straight through the centre goes Gordon-Stewart, and waved on by the referee. Minnie Gordon-Stewart is going to score a second for S&C. And in this, our first final on the live stream today, Streatham and Clapham are up by 2.
Yeah, wonderful identification. You see it on the replay. You roll the ball, there's that one feed, and then just sticks the hammer down and goes through the gap.
She stops for a moment, double check with the referee, and Bronte just says, nah, get on with it, go.
I love that. It's almost like, ref, I'm not running if it's not worth it.
Not in this weather. Not in this weather. Bohunt Wokingham with a tap on halfway, 6 touches to go. Can they threaten for the first time? It's Gavi Villa-Martin who makes the first touch.
Ooh.
That's a tough pass to throw in this sort of weather.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because Bohunt have really struggled to get to the line, and I think a big part of it is the weather. It's just maybe throwing some of the passes that might have stuck earlier on in the day that unfortunately aren't right now because it's so hot. You've been running literally all day, and I think it's fair to say that the team that had the break because they secured their semi-final spot are feeling a little bit more fresh in the legs.
Of course, Bohunt had to come through that semi-final, which they won 5-0. And then they had to come through a really close semi-final as well. So that one extra game in the legs of Streatham and Clapham.
It'll make all the difference as well.
Although finally a pass doesn't go to hand for them, so a bit of a break.
There's great momentum up the box.
For Bohunt.
She'll take the ball back as well. So 2 good touches up the middle. Just having to take it back.
Just a little bit slow off the floor here. I mean, that is a sign of the times. It's a very long day for these players who are inexperienced in the game of touch rugby. Still battling hard here, but look at the line speed from Streatham and Clapham, and they forced that error.
Yeah.
Excellent work from Etman and Offa Chambé.
And the line speed is a credit to fitness as well, because you may think that you are sport fit, but you have not tested your fitness until you've played a game of touch rugby.
Villa-Martin almost to the line, off the deck from Offa Chambé. Alcazab forced back to the 7. Offa Chambé. Alcazab again is caught. Someone's got to flick a switch here for S&C. Nice step, almost through for a second, Gordon-Stewart. It's really slow, the pace of play at the moment. But we know that Streatham and Clapham have the quality just to turn it on like that.
What a
Trixie
ball.
Alcazab out wide to
ball.
Via Martin. Another score, 3 up, and Alcazab, try score return creator. Via Martin on the edge to benefit. What a finish. And Streatham and Clapham are now up by 3 in this final.
Yeah, and what a ball that is. What a decision from Alcazab. Right foot step, evades a touch, and then lovely left-hand pill to the wing. And Streatham and Clapham take a very commanding lead into half-time.
3-0 at the break, halfway to their score when they met in the group stages, which was 6-0 to the London-based side. But for Wokingham, they've got some work to do. Streatham and Clapham up by 3 in the half-time period in this, our first final of the day, live on pitch 1, with 2 more to come.
Seconds, please.
Second half to come in our first final of the day here. It's Streatham and Clapham with the tap. Off goes Mia off a Shombe, and I'm feeling a lot more protected from the sun now that I've been handed a brand spanking new bucket hat from Brave Mind, England Touch's official charity partners, who have been here all day providing support for young people who are suffering with their mental health and providing workshops on how to deal with the challenges that these young people face. It's been a great cause, and good to see them involved in England Touch, which is such a welcoming and well-respecting community already. So it's good to see they've got that mental health support, which is such a big part of elite sport nowadays. As S&C, Streatham and Clapham are on the front foot, already up by 3 in this final. Off a Shombe, Gordon Stewart, who just whips one across, slapped down by a Bo Hunt Wokingham player, but I think that pass was always off target, so they're going to give it back to Bo Hunt Wokingham to play with. Well, it's good hands to get through the initial press, and there's the touch taken. Still a long way from home. Oh, nice footwork to get on the outside of the defender. Off a Shombe comes off her line to make the tackle. Direct again from Bo Hunt Wokingham. Oh, great pace on the outside. That's the other really quick young woman in this Bo Hunt Wokingham side, poised out on the wing. But again, it's a good line speed from Nia off of Shombe. He's had a great final. Oh, almost a perfect read, but instead it's a way through for Bo Hunt Wokingham, but the final touch made by Gabby Veer Martin means it's possession back again for the leaders. What a step off the right boot from Offa Shombe. Unfortunately just drops it there on the way through, but it's going to be given back possession. Joe Wright still alongside me for this semi-final.
Yeah, it's really interesting what's happening at the moment. Is Bo Hunt look like they've come out with more energy in this second half, and we'll really need to start capitalising on some of the errors that are creeping in from Streatham and Clapham. However, S&C will have a good opportunity at the line, which we've seen them take all too many times today.
Almost a turnover for the loose ball, but instead we're going to go back for the touch. Offa Shombe, Veer Martin. Offa Shombe again. It's a loose ball, but it's a fantastic take from Minnie Gordon-Stewart. Oh, great step from Gordon-Stewart again.
Hopefully, Bo Hunt Wokingham will be able to get some go forward. Just a little bit stop-start. You see when they're receiving the ball, it's from a static start. They're having to sort of generate that momentum artificially rather than using the momentum that could appear. That's really good. And again, a little bit slow. It's just making it a little bit more difficult for Bo Hunt.
Already 4 minutes gone in this second half. They'll be more than comfortable where they are at the moment, S&C, up by 3. And other than a semi-final where they were actually taken all the way by Worksop by 5-4 in the end, they haven't really struggled at any point in this competition. They are the standouts and they deserve to make this final. And they've won back possession with another good defensive set.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with Streatham and Clapham. I think the athleticism of some of these middles are just brilliant and really starts to set them apart.
What a run that is. Margot Orr.
They're just taking a moment, taking in the sights.
No need for them to rush things here with the buzzer beckoning 5 minutes away and they're already up.
Oh, really good pace from the line speed. Getting up, making touches, but Bo Hunt will need a little bit more than that if they want to really threaten this final.
Etman lays it back for Offa Shombe towards the edge. Oh, good step. Racing away onto the inside, weaving through the defence, eventually caught. Good touch by Bo Hunt Wokingham.
Yeah, and do I spy our 2 finalist teams warming up on either? Well, one of them having a group photo, and the other one warming up.
The men's side who opened up the day from Birmingham.
Yeah, I believe so.
Checking their team sheet. Buried.
Well, let me have a look. I've got yeah, Simon Langton and Alcester Grammar School.
Alcester Grammar and Simon Langton, who topped their pool as well.
Yeah.
So the right final in the men's under-18 competition, you'd think.
Yeah, and I'll also say...
What a run this is, though, by Bo Hunt Wokingham. And then stopped.
Simon Langton, don't know what you feed your boys, but considering they're all under 15s, some of them have got lats and delts that some of the men's open would be pretty proud to have. There are
a couple of them encroaching on
big old
6
units
foot as well. They're a mature side, and also the only side I've seen today who are rocking the vests, which is a good option given the weather.
Also pretty brave considering how hot it is, with how fierce the sun is. So
I hope they've got plenty of sunscreen in the
there might be some
camp.
There might be some drumstick squashy shoulders going on at the end of today.
At the moment, though, we're still in this women's under-13 semi-final, which is slowly ebbing away from Bo Hunt Wokingham. Might have a bit of space out wide. Into the corner they look to go. Great acceleration on the outside. Oh, yes. And they have waited patiently, but they do have their first score.
Yeah, and who is it? It is the gas man once more. It goes around and gets the score in the corner. Again, it's just this really good injection of pace. And they notice that the defence is really narrow. So they give it the pace, goes around the outside. And an easy finish in the corner in the end, benefiting from her good footwork. But Bo Hunt will need more of that. 2.5 minutes left to go. 2 tries the deficit. Stranger things have happened in a game of touch.
It will be game over though, if they can score another. Back onto the field, Trixie Alcazab. Oh, she's just phased right through. And is that the final? Good heavens, Alcazab made that look simple.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but Alcazab having a hand in every score?
I think so, except for the one which she wasn't on the field for. Yeah. Other than that, it's been all Alcazab. Let's have another look at just how easy that was for her. Oh, well. all we really need to see is how nonchalant she reacted after scoring. That might just seal it, ball down as well. Yeah. There's a minute and a half to go. But a chance to reflect on this Streatham and Clapham side. Yeah. Come up from London today, this competition. A testament to them that Bo Hunt have made the final having come out of their pool. So they were clearly challenged in the group stages and still managed to put 6 points past them. Yeah. Came through a really tight semi-final, which isn't always easy to do after a stoppage. Feat. What a run this is. And great feat. The final say will be Minnie Gordon-Stewart's. Try score in the first half and a fantastic score in the second.
Yeah, and a nice little celebration happening in the midfield as well. There's some moves being busted out there. Great little bit of footwork just to get around the outside. There was that little pump as well to fix the winger, and then uses the acceleration to get through. But I completely agree with what you're saying about Streatham and Clapham. Done really well to get to this point. Really fully deserved the victory here, but you've got to take nothing away from Bo Hunt. And they've gone really hard, and you know, in the end, you were in the same pool as the winners. You then came second, you had an extra game, and then you came all the way through back into the final anyway. And I feel like it's the right 2 teams who have made it here, and they both can be very happy with their performances.
But it is a better performance by Bo Hunt Wokingham in this final than when they played in the group stage.
Yeah.
And that will please the coaches after a very long day of touch rugby. There goes the buzzer. Ball down, so that is the final. And your under-13s girls champions of the biggest schools nationals finals there have ever been, with Tri Rugby, Vermeer and England Touch, are Streatham and Clapham, a side full of players who have got long histories, long futures I should say, in the game of touch if they choose to, or in elite sport wherever they end up. There's a fine set of athletes, and they're 2 very permeable and lovely coaches as well. Will be pleased with this result as well. They seem like a really well put together unit, and they should be really pleased with their final score.
And again, a great bit of celebration happening at the moment. Fully deserved the victory. Kick your boots off, enjoy your work, go and get your medals and trophy. At the end of the celebration, I think we are going to try and grab someone to come and have a very quick interview with us before we head on to our final game of the day, which will be our under-15s boys final. Simon Langton. This is Alcester Grammar School. Not seeing Simon Langton yet on live stream. A little bit of an unknown entity, but topping their group, and Alcester Grammar School, who showed a brilliant structure earlier. That'll be coming up for you in around 6.5 minutes time. I do believe Wilf is working his way over with a couple of the players from Streatham and Clapham.
My name's Jade Walker. I'm a PE teacher at Jag School. I think touch is a great sport. I think it's very inclusive and the girls have to work together in order to play the sport. I think women's rugby is growing so much, it's a great way to get the sport into girls' schools, start them from young, and then they can slowly transition into women's.
Had any of the girls played any oval ball sport before you introduced touch?
I think some of them have played before, but they don't have much knowledge. But since that they've played, they are absolutely loving it. And I think introducing it into the curriculum will really help get more girls involved.
And in terms of a competition like this, for them to come up against fellow schools in this kind of age group from across the southeast, how good is it for them? For their development, but also to see what touch is like as a competitive sport.
Definitely, I think these tournaments really help the girls grow. I think like playing is the best way to learn. It's all easy explaining the rules, but if you don't actually play the sport, then it's really hard to understand. And I think even watching other schools that might not have as much experience.
Well, ahead of our final game of the day, I'm delighted to be joined by Margot, Trixie and Nia, all fantastic performers in that last game. First of all, I'll come to you, Margot. Well, a win at the biggest ever national school final. It's got to be a great moment for you, but also for Stratham and the rest of the school.
Yeah, it was really great with all our amazing teachers and all the amazing teammates as well.
Trixie, you had a part to play in almost every try scored in the final. That's a fantastic performance. What's your experience like of touch rugby? Have you had much before, or is it all new today? And if so, how have you found it?
So I started touch in September and I'm in the England under-15s, but touch is just an amazing game to play. I think it's just a great team sport.
You've got a long future rising up the ranks as well. And finally, Nia, well, it's a great team you seem to have put together. They're all watching on in the interview, the coaches as well. What's it like playing with such a close group of friends and to have so much success with them as well?
I think it's so good because we all go to the same school, so we can keep playing with each other as we go up in the years, and how much we've grown together is just amazing. So it's so much fun.
Well, congratulations to all of you, and we've got to hand straight back over because we're already in to our final game of the day. It is the boys under-15s final, and it's a second time on the live stream for Alcester Grammar. Let's jump back over to the game. Congratulations to all three of you, and have a safe journey home.
Oh, so welcome back. Simon Langton take a 1-0 lead in this under-15s final against Alcester Grammar School. And Alcester Grammar using their footwork and, I've got to say, complimenting the hat wear. You see a couple bucket hats on display. And Alcester Grammar dragging over to the link channel, trying to check away from a couple, but that will be 6 touch and turnover.
Last game of the day, and they've flown straight into the final. They've kicked off a few minutes early. Dom Tripp trying to catch us out, is he? But of course, it is Alcester Grammar in this final, and they're playing in the all-red up against, as we mentioned during the last game, Simon Langton in the vest. The Jags are taking on St Bede's elsewhere in the final of the under-15 girls competition, but we are firing ahead here with, of course, Alcester Grammar taking the score early.
Yeah.
Quick touch from Alcester, of course, in that all red. With the white numbers in the final. Fantastic to see, isn't it?
What do you mean, reliable team sheets?
And a bucket hat as well to boot. Well, good to get one of those out. Lovely work. We're, of course, in our bucket hats from Brave Minds, the charity partners of England Touch, who are here today to teach these young people how to deal with problems going on in their life. But it's great to see them on the field as well, that bucket hat.
And people in our team.
And Kian Plantano's got the hat on as well. Here goes Morgan Nabby.
Yeah, I want to see a little bit more structure here from Alcester.
Latin to the edge. Nice footwork. Good delay on the pass from Dirijanau. And, well, that's a turnover, so it will remain 1-0 to Alcester Grammar.
And it is good work from Alcester Grammar at the moment. Really good bit of footwork to evade some touches, and the momentum in the midfield is impressive. They hit the link. Now this is a great bit of footwork. I want to say that this Alcester Grammar link here, his face is I recognise the face a touch, and I want to say he might have played for Invicta last tournament for the NTS, but I do not hold me on that. If it is the same person, he is one to watch for as we see him tracking all the way over, looking to hit the wraparound. Ball bounces to the wing, saving touch as well.
And it's Alcester Grammar there making the touch. And here goes Simon Langton again. Simon Langton. Oh, good ball into the midfield that might open up Alcester for the first time. They got 2 over. Delay on the pass. 1 ball over the top, diving into the corner. Can't make it. Well, good start for Simon Langton in this final. So these are the 2 group leaders going into the day. Simon Langton took down Hans Price and Red Hill Academy, while Alcester Grammar, of course, drew with Edgecliff and Egglescliff in a game we saw, and then beat St Anselm's, the Liverpool-based side. And then going into the corners, St Anselm's victorious, and as were Egglescliff, which you expected. That set up 2 tough semi-finals for these 2 teams. But Simon Langton took down Egglescliff 6-1. That's the team that drew with Alcester Grammar early in the day. And Alcester Grammar School beat St Anselm's 4-1 quite comfortably in the end. So neither of these sides really challenged in the semi-final stages, but I think Simon Langton the slight favourites given those results, and they are up by 1. Good little break down the midfield by Alcester Grammar. Effort to lay it back though from Theo Andreu.
Yeah, we want to see Alcester go back to that structure that we saw them, you know, have great success with in the pool stages. That's a nice ball out to the link.
Andreu caught. Lloyd. Andreu. Good touch again from Simon Langton.
And it's great physicality here from the Simon Langton boys. Good
Weaving
athleticism.
away on the inside. Can't get away from Luke Lloyd.
I tell you what, me and Dom Tripp were talking about specialist wingers. He is a specialist winger as I've seen. About 6 foot of him. I'm talking
and here we go. Look at this acceleration. Stepping off the left boot. And what a run this is. Will anyone catch him? 1 man over. Great tracking from Alcester Grammar. Great work from Woodhead. And they have turned it over, but goodness me, where on earth did Simon Langton pull a player like that from? He just came alive.
Yeah, I honestly, I really do feel like I played against this guy last weekend when he was playing for Invicta.
Zach Adams lifts it off the deck, so they've got some experience in here, this Simon Langton side.
Yeah,
Andreu. Lloyd carries it on. Nice ball on the inside, Woodhead caught. But a bit of momentum maybe. Lloyd, Andreu.
Yeah, well done. Really good platform. Now they need to strike from it. A little bit static.
Jin Lal. Oh, looks to get on the edge, but I think he's been caught. Great acceleration to deny Jin Lao, who's a danger already, having scored a couple in their 5-all draw with Egglescliff. The last time we saw Alcester Grammar on the live stream, and they've done so well to make the final.
I tell you, if I could be really sort of like hypercritical,
which I think you're allowed to be at the very final of the. These are the top sides in the competition.
It's sort of what I'm thinking. Alcester, when we saw them earlier, their line speed was really impressive, and they drove really direct. And I know that this is the last game of the day, and I mean, like, we've got an easier job than you guys. We're sat underneath the sun in our bucket hats with a glass of water.
And we're still knackered, though.
Yeah, and we're knackered. So God knows what it feels like to be, you know, in your shoes. But it's just picking up that line speed a little bit and finding that directness in attack, because the one thing that Simon Langton are really doing well is exactly that. Taking that ball flat to the line, loads of depth, loads of momentum. And I think if Alcester can find their own, they'll find success here.
Woodhead. Back on the inside. Lappin is there at the half. Zach Adams. Lappin.
Well done.
Adams. Options inside and out. Looks to draw the touch. Can't find it. Woodhead this time is caught.
Go.
And they've got to go quickly, but they didn't get there in time. So a chance for James Lappin to reset. Adams. Now the touch. Lappin with the pickup. Trying to catch them offside. Adams. Chop tackle. Akin to rugby union. But touch made first.
Oh, and they get penalised for throwing the ball away.
That's a shame. Bit of extra yardage for Simon Langton, who can definitely penalise you from there.
Yeah, and the last thing you want is to give someone like this 3 yards. That's wonderful momentum.
Simon Langton, the grammar school for boys based in Canterbury.
Yeah,
well,
it definitely is. It definitely is Invicta, because Invicta are Canterbury.
So the new Canterbury-based side.
Yes.
So that makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
Up against Alcester Grammar, who are just around Birmingham way. There we go, acceleration again, popping it over the top of Jin Yao.
Bit of a scrag.
What a touch it is actually from Andre, crucial. Still the attack on the front foot. Good control by Simon Langton.
Yeah, the core skills are really good as well. Oh, little
step.
goosey.
Where are you going to go with it? Unfortunately, the ball is on the deck. So,
ooh, I'm loving that. I'm loving that for the ref. Right, this is tap-off move, please. 10 metres shy of the tap-off, but they want it. Great meters.
Good
over
carry
halfway.
by Adams. Licked off the deck by Lappin. Woodhead. Lappin, Adams. Adams draws another touch.
This is the momentum that you need. I wonder if they can find some sort of strike.
Well, there was one more ball out to the left-hand side for Green.
Yeah.
But Woodhead was caught. Here's Lappin again. Zach Adams. Patience is the call from the touchline. But now they look to strike. They got two over here. And again, it's a good touch made. And that'll be half-time. Early call from the referee just before the buzzer goes.
Yeah.
But in the heat, I think no one knows better the strains of being out there all day than the referee.
Yeah.
Because she's been there for every single game of the day so far, which is remarkable.
And played the...
and played the exhibition game as well.
Yeah.
No rest for the wicked. At half-time in our final game of the school's national finals, it's a tough one, it's a tight one. But it's Simon Langton who scored the early try, and they lead by one unanswered try to Alcester Grammar School, who's looking to still get back into the game. Well, we're back straight away for this last final. Apologies for the early start. It was out of our control, but we are synced up now with 10 minutes to go. And Simon Langford with a singular try advantage. Some great defence from Alcester Grammar has kept them out. But they've got 7 at the half and are looking to strike early here. Ooh, winding off his wing. Great line, straight through the centre. Diving back to make the touch. I'm not sure that he got there.
What a line. You saw the ball carrier point to where he wanted to go. You'll see it here on the replay. Look, he's showing, he's good. Get in there, get in there, get in there. Love it. Simon Langton double their lead. And it's a mirror image of the first half. Early score once again in the second half. 2 tries.
Great effort from Scragg. But a penalty has given plenty of yards.
Tell you what, it's a unique one, that, and I'll give you a bit of insight. So what this is not returning the ball back to a player or the centre mark. So if you don't return the ball, or it's obvious that you've not made any effort, you get a 10-metre penalty from the restart. So the try still counts, but you get a penalty, you give away the penalty from the restart. So you don't often see them. It's a nice call from the refs.
You'll notice it in elite levels of touch when they score. They always just kick it straight back to the centre for that reason.
Yeah. Because at least then you can say, ref, I've been trying to...
Cian Plandano's little pass there just went off target, but he's on defensive duties there for Alcester. And makes another touch, 3 in quick succession. Good pick up though by Simon Langford. Ball back on the inside.
Oh, there he is, there he is. Look at the footwork.
Oh, through the cat flap as well, and a step just puts a Alcester defender to deck. Great work from Simon Langton.
Trying to find this outside edge, dummy wraparound.
And it's worked a treat, and this should be another score. Great cover defence from Joel Ledgard.
I'm gonna say this hooter isn't for us.
We're running on our own time here in the final. Hand should do it.
Oh, what a take! What a finish! No way!
Hasn't been given as a forward pass. I think they're letting it lie.
Oh,
goodness me, what a grab.
Let's see this again. Oh my God, what a finish.
Like a salmon.
Oh,
goodness me, what a take. I have no interest in whether or not that pass was forward. Because with a grab like that, it deserves a score. And Simon Langton have 3.
Oh my word. Take
also,
a bow.
I'm related, Joe, but jinx again. For the second time today.
Hey, we'll go for 3. We'll go for 3.
Alcester Grammar on the drive. Luke Lloyd carries it forward. Here's Adams. Lloyd. They'd love an early score here to try and restore some parity. Floated over the top. Andreu drops to deck, but I think he was touched on the way down.
Yeah, good line speed.
Oh, good line speed as well from Simon Langton. Here's Adams. Not much on here for the moment for Alcester. A good scoop could challenge them here. Missed pass!
Oh, go for their own. They're going for their own salmon finish.
Joe Ledgard just beyond him.
Oh my word. I tell you what, if you thought the first one was good, the second one was almost better. Some of the athleticism on display here is just obscene. There's a great little bit of footwork to make up the yards on first, and then the wraparound play. This is danger. There's blood in the water here, and Simon Langton, they know it.
Langton racing away. Look at the footwork.
Oh, he might go. He might just go. He will just go. That is horrible.
Goodness me, Simon Langton have put on a masterclass in the second half. They were made to work so hard in that first set of 10. Just a really early score. In the second half, they've created some unbelievable tries. And it was going to take something pretty special to break through this Alcester Grammar defence.
Yeah, and special it was, because that footwork is just diabolical. I mean, you know, in touch, you know, any touch on any item of clothing, on a piece of hair, it all counts. You know how good your footwork's got to be able to get away from any of that, especially when you're crowded by 4 or 5 defenders. It is just unreal.
Physical touch on Plandano there. He's come on to try and stop the rot for Alcester Grammar. Oh, it's just been put down. It just came off the fingers there. That's happened to every one of us who's tried to catch anything in the shape of a rugby ball or similar. But look at the drive from Simon Langton.
Oh, straight up the guts. It's wicked intent from Simon Langton. Not content with 4. They want 5. They want more.
They could kill this final with another score, because it becomes a bit of a mountain to climb for Alcester Grammar.
I tell you what, this little lad, he's got a lot to go for him as well.
Great lovely work. They've all got plenty of footwork and plenty of skill like that. Pass over the top, but touch and pass is the call.
Yeah, touch and pass. Easy call. Great. Well spotted from the refs.
Weaving inside and out that way, Morgan Nabney. Plandano almost through, forced to retreat and lay it back. Lappin. Scragg.
Looking for the quickie, half's a little bit slow.
Plandano to the open side. What a take that is. Fired into the path of
what a touch.
Daryl Ginal, and great touch out wide there.
What a superb touch. Diving over. I think there's a little bit of chat that's going on. I think Bronte's asking if he definitely made the touch. The player's saying, yes, I did.
So Ginal forced to retreat. Gonna be a tap though. Oh, Lappy goes himself. Forced back to the 7. Lappin takes the touch. Quick pick up. Lappin again. You can see the arms up, hands on head in the box here. Tense moments for Alcester. They know the game is ebbing away for them here. Lappin on the wraparound and on the swivel to the open side. Where's he off to? Tapped over the top. Jinyao has to come a long way back to collect it, but it's a good carry.
Oh, they recycle this so well.
Nabney. Touch taken. That's 4 up, says the referee. Lappin.
Got a touch. I want to see if they can use a little bit of structure. Use some of those quickies we saw earlier on in the day, boys. That's 5. People have got to hit the line. Have they? Diving. That could be ball down.
Touch made.
Oh, they give the penalty, and I'll tell you what, Simon Langton have subbed 2 players. If they go quickly, there's an overlap.
Lappin. Oh, he goes himself. James Lappin.
Oh, good touch.
But it's a big touch. Alcester still can't get on the board. Laid back for Nabney. Lappin. Good footwork, but it hasn't opened up. Lappin again. Forced back. Another good touch from Simon Langton. They're still working hard here, despite their advantage. Good pickup. Whipped back over the top by Kian Plandano, but it's a fast touch to deny them again. Scragg over the top.
Oh, that'll be 6 more.
See the referee waving her hands there. But it's going to be no way through still for Alcester.
Ooh, risky pass.
And it hasn't worked out for them just yet.
No, need to just use a little bit of width here.
Lappin.
Find some structure.
Plandano. Plandano looking to get on the outside. Puts it wide, but the pass is right behind Harry Green. Would have been some take. Unfortunately, eventually, Simon Langton get it back. And they still lead by 4. And there's only a minute and a half to go in this final. And all they've got to do is burn their touches and they'll be champs.
Yeah, and I've got to say, Alcester spent around 3 minutes on that Langton try line and just couldn't quite find the key to unlock the defence. Oh, great bit of footwork. I tell you what, this young lad's one of my favourite players I've seen all day. I love him.
Oh, soft hands, but it just didn't have enough on it. Undercooked.
Yeah, there's something about a diminutive, bouncy figure that just, like, in touch, you just go, yeah, you're wicked. You've got a bit.
Here come Alcester. Good carry from Scragg. Plandano.
Yeah.
Oh dear, that's tough.
Tell you what, it's not being made any easier under this heat, is it? You thought, you know, these
Absolutely
performances, it's difficult to manage in the heat. Not to mention the breeze, any long ball that you throw. Just bouncing away from a couple.
Good pickup, but referee says it's a penalty.
Yeah, roll ball infringement there. Planting the ball not square.
One last chance for Alcester to get on the board in this final. What a defensive shift from Langton.
Yeah, definitely. The athleticism on display, it's just, you know, it's been brilliant on both sides of the ball, but especially defensively, although there's a couple nasty steps, but not.
Plandano looking to change it and get something on the board for Alcester.
There's your quickie. That's a good quickie. Diving.
Lloyd.
That should be ball down. That looked good to me. But unfortunately not. The winger just makes the touch and gets a slap in his chest from his teammate for his good work.
Plandano. Lloyd. Kian Plandano. Lloyd. Plandano wants it on the return. He's sliding in.
Great touch once more. And that is full time. And Simon Langton, what a victory.
A steady first half where nothing could really split the sides, but the start of the second half, a couple of outstanding scores from Simon Langton, and then a defensive shift that any team in the country would be proud of, kept out Alcester Grammar School, and they have shut out the finalists to take down the trophy.
Yeah, wonderful performances from both teams. As we were saying, Simon Langton may have won the final, but Alcester Grammar School, you are second in the country. And that is no easy feat, so well done to both teams, but Simon Langton in the end just had a little bit too much on this occasion.
Simon Langton, Grammar School for Boys from Canterbury, our national champions. What a performance from them. I'm here with some of the lads from Simon Langton who are victorious in the national final. A great result for them. Come to you first, Will. You've played Invicta, which is a really high level of touch, you know, a really top club side. They were at the Nationals at Leamington Spa a couple of weekends ago. Having played that level, firstly, what do you make of the standard that you've seen today from the biggest and the very first proper school national finals?
I think the game's a lot quicker up at the up in the Nationals with Invicta. The game's a lot quicker, however. It's not like, and there's a lot more skill, but this is, considering they are a lot older and they've done it a lot more, I think this is still like similar for how it's gone.
It's fantastic to hear how quickly the game has filtered down. A fine performance, some great tries in there, but really I think one of the highlights from Simon Langton defensive was a great defensive performance. How much was that a focus coming into today?
Well, we've trained for it. We've trained defensively every week for the past few months. We've been training and getting the touch right and tracking back and getting the energy, keeping the energy up and the intensity. So it's what we train for. So I'm glad we could execute it today.
Absolutely. And then finally, one last question. So you're national champions. How exactly does that feel? How great is it to take that trophy back to Kent?
Yeah, I think it's great. It's down to the boys really. Really proud of all of them and the effort that we've put in, and it's reflected on the pitch today.
Well done, gents. National champ Simon Langton, congratulations to all of you, and have a safe journey home. Cheers, gents. Well, good performance from Simon Langton in the end. They may have sucked all the energy out of Alcester, but it was a fine performance that did so, and they are champions by a scoreline of 4-0. That also brings an end to our coverage here at the National School Finals. A fantastic occasion at a wonderful rugby club, Oxford Harlequins. Thanks for hosting us all. It's been a fantastic day of touch. England Touch, of course, ever growing with the help of Try Rugby. A long day of touch for a wide-spanning age group, especially to include those in the girls, mixed and boys categories. All the results can be found on Tornify. But don't go anywhere, because we're back next weekend for a bit of Rugby Sevens live here on Next Gen 15 before we return to England Touch's Junior National Finals, the regional rounds of which start tomorrow here in Oxford. But we'll be live streaming those finals on the 12th and the 13th. Finally, from myself, Wilfred Kemsley, thanks as well to Joe Wright and to Dom Tripp for organising today and joining us throughout. That'll sign us off here in Oxford. Your winners of the Under-15s national title in the boys' competition are Simon Langton. Thanks for joining us, and goodbye.
Sure is something to be proud of. Just remember where it came from. Think that mulch came from the home improvement store? Think again. From right-of-way preparation, commercial and residential land clearing projects, and storm cleanup, mulch comes from a lot of places, just not the home improvement store. Vermeer and the people who make mulch, helping the world be equipped to do more.